thoughts. No intro video this time because it didn't want to let me highlight it, so that sucks. But we're here with Josh Alofka and Adam Nutter, and I think Kareem here in a little while.
Maybe not. Yeah. We'll find out.
I remembered to send him the link this time. That was the main thing that I was definitely was a challenge last week. We have some interesting stories to cover, but it's mostly around like censorships stuff and idiots.
I just got censored.
Yeah, so exactly. So
I got censored 4 times in like a day.
This is all tying in. So the title of the stream was The Crazy Farm. If anybody wants to type into their URLs tonight and go to kiwifarms.net, they will find that the website has been removed. So on last week's show, I talked about how the company behind Kiwi Farms, their hosting rather, which was Cloudflare, had put out a statement saying they were holding strong, they weren't going to remove them, all this stuff. Well, shortly after the stream we had, they did go ahead and remove them. And they put out a blog post shaming Kiwi Farms, which we'll go through a little bit of tonight. And I figured we'd talk about a little bit of the whole charade. And it loops into you, because you got nuked off of Twitter, which is no fun. That fucking sucks.
I don't know. All I know is this guy is this new. It's not me. I'm just saying that's just some guy who's like likes me and just started a new Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. I'm just saying. Yeah.
That's a very failed comedian.
Exactly.
No. It's been a whole mess of censorship lately. I've noticed more of it over the last few weeks, I think, than I ever have, because I've been noticing okay, here's a weird one. I've been trying to get to 1,000 followers on Twitter for like 9 a coon's age, and it's been fucking insane. If you look at the fucking analytics on my Twitter, every time I get to like 995, like 8 people get banned, and I get set back to like 970 something, and it's happened so many times at this point. I have to assume there is one specific Indian man that works for Twitter that's just like, fuck you, over and over again every time that I get close to 1,000.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy, dude. Especially like my Porcupine account got banned, which was made well before I got banned. You know, and they were just like, nope, that too. And I'm like, but I didn't even do anything. I barely even tweet with that account. Like that was crazy. I was like, oh, okay,
yeah, that's nuts.
Coming after me now.
We are fucking you, and we're making it apparent that we're fucking you. Our dicks are in your ass.
Well, what I'm about to say, I want to be. Someone will clip it. Either you or Dickie will clip it. But I want this to be clipped, and I mean this. John Waldenberger, you are a fat fucking faggot. Your kids aren't yours because no one will fuck you. I hope your store fucking fails, and I truly mean when I say this. I hope your heart stops, you fat fucking loser faggot. Fuck you and your dumb family. Clip that and send it to him. Tag him in that. Thanks.
Wow.
Just happened here.
Oh, that little fucking bitch is the one who fucking tagged my brand new account and tagged Twitter support and got both my new account and my account banned.
Yeah.
He's a giant one of these. Got it. Heard.
Yeah, you know Waldenberger. He's a national meme in the Libertarian Party. He's 800 pounds. I don't know how you can miss him. And
he bitched out of sumo wrestling me.
He did.
So someone clip what I just said. I mean this. Someone clip what I just said. I can't tag him on Twitter. Walden4PA53 is his Twitter account. Tag him as many times as you guys can so he can watch that 1,000 fucking times. Please, thank you, everybody.
Continue. I definitely want. I will definitely clip this.
Thank you.
So yeah, it has been an interesting last couple weeks in the world of censorship. I've been paying attention a lot more to it, just in general. It seems kind of nuts the way Twitter has been handling things. I think this lawsuit thing with Elon and that whole shit show is possibly going to make Twitter a little more hesitant once that court case starts getting a little more involved to maybe mass ban. But I don't know. I've heard rumors of that, and it kind of weirds me out because the whole thing with like Twitter is, it seems so. It's almost like YouTube at this point, where YouTube's like, well, we have this guideline, but we never enforce it until we do enforce it, and when we do enforce it, it's shady as to whether or not it's enforceable. It's like,
Yeah. Well, so it's funny because I say crazy shit on my YouTube all the time. I never even got a strike. I never even.
I got a warning and an episode removed, which I could have edited and re-uploaded, but I decided not to, and we ended up just kind of reshooting it. That was episode 24, and that was because we covered that Vegas stabbing in the vape shop. The thing that irritated me about that was that other people covered it and played the video and commented on it, but what happened was I kind of made some jokes about it. And I think the jokes right, I think the jokes themselves are actually what got it fucked, because I kind of grandized the dude who killed him, and YouTube's policies state that you can't like grandize a murderer or something like that, or somebody killed, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah, but my question is,
the reason I say that's unenforceable is because I could show you 1,000 channels right now that all have hundreds of thousands of subs who are talking about some historical leftist or some person who killed a bunch of people that they like. And YouTube doesn't remove any of those videos.
But here's my point, though, is like, okay, so it's not like you have a fucking multiple 100,000 fucking YouTube subscribers. You like, it's like we're all like in the same boat. So that means someone had to fucking either like purposely flag, like watch and be like, or like it goes to, like, I don't understand how it works. That's what I'm saying. Even with the Twitter
so
thing,
there's
like,
automation to YouTube. On Twitter, the automation's different. Unless there's something in the tweet immediately that gets picked up, like N-word, R-word, things like that, it will immediately just wait until somebody flags it and says, report, report, report. In the case of you, if Waldenberger's in a group chat with a bunch of Fakertarian people or something like that, and like 20, 30 people go report the same tweet, maybe you've had a report happen in the past, Twitter will just nuke you.
That reminds me, when you clip this, block out my new handle.
I will.
Don't let them see that. Cover that shit up.
I have told Kareem that we are waiting for him, but the way that I said it specifically was, we are waiting for Jew. When he shows up, he'll show up. Hector.
Yeah, but like with the Twitter, when I got the Twitter ban, I hit send on the tweet, and then I'm not kidding, 20 seconds went by, and I got an email being like, you're banned. I was like, whoa, that was like, even for you guys, that was infinitely quick.
Well,
I'm not kidding. It was less than a minute. That's not even an exaggeration for a bit. It was literally less than a minute.
Okay, God damn it, Josh, your audio is AIDS.
Yeah, you're breaking it out.
I'm sorry.
Nope.
You fucking man! I swear to God, Josh's audio is like a cheap. Josh's audio is like a cheap stripper. It never wants to work, and when it does, it sucks.
All of our friends, I hate them who don't like buy a USB microphone. It's fucking $15.
Dude, I was so intimidated to like.
Now his audio.
I muted him. Oh, that whore. Are you back?
He's getting attacked by a woodpecker. Hold on.
I think he was killed by a fucking Megatron or something.
It was like Woody Woodpecker was breaking into his house.
Dude, fucking. Oh, fuck me. I lost my train of thought completely now, too. That asshole.
Twitter banning me in less than a minute, and then he was going to comment on that, and then we don't know what he's going to say. So really, we don't really train of thought. It was actually on him to say something.
Oh, well, great.
But like the whole thing is bullshit. Like, so then I made after the second one got banned, I just made one. So listen to what I did. VPNs, Google Voice number, brand new email, all this shit, right? Everything new. I made the new account. I didn't follow anybody. I just blocked 200 fucking losers, that
Right.
would report me. Then I follow just like the UFC and ESPN just to have, just, what I'm saying? That was it. 12-hour suspension on the new one. And I was like, not this one that you see right here. The other one I made. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, how could they even know it's me? That's what I don't understand. Because I have a new IP address because they don't track your IP anyway. I don't think Twitter hardware bans you, do they?
So that's a tricky subject because it's what some people consider a hardware ban and don't. Because, like, a hardware ban for Twitter is almost useless in a way, right? Because if they hardware ban a phone, then you could just use Twitter from your computer. If they hardware ban a computer, then you could just use it from their phone. So they kind of have this. Instead, what they do is a combination of kind of everything, and then they have an algorithm just like YouTube where when you make an account, all that shit gets run through a filter. And they might find that they're going to boot you or they might not. I know people have good luck with like the whole VPN thing and all that, or just using a new device.
I'm wearing a new phone. It's fucking.
Yeah, I know
now.
It's fucked. I hear a bit of an echo coming from you, but
here was the logic behind the new one I want to build is I just called my friend. I was like, could you make this on your account in your house with your own shit, and I'll just fucking put it on my phone? Would that work? Right? Or would they still get me? Like, I don't understand. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand.
I would think if somebody else did it completely from their phone, it would work. But the other thing too is it also like handles and stuff like that come into play. The problem with somebody like you is the handle's important because it's got to be connected to your name and
right
and the comedy.
Right.
So it makes somebody like you a little fucked. Whereas somebody like me, it's like if my account gets banned tomorrow, like Liberty Layton isn't all that. I'm not stuck to that as my at. I could throw something else out there.
I did. Well, that's why I did this, and then I could fucking just put in, the handle. Like, I won't even put my name, but people will figure it out. Like, But the thing is, like, they'll say like, don't use the same profile picture you use.
Just put Adam A. Just put Adam in, or Adam in. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Or I could like use a new profile picture or something, which is all fine. But like. Yeah. But so now they made it on their shit, and my buddy's like is a fucking like tech guy, like an IT guy, so like he knows what he's doing. So I just went through their shit, and I was like, all right, well, let's see if this works. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
put it on my phone.
Yeah, it seems very fucked once you get banned to get back on. And I imagine that's the whole thing, right? The road to redemption that doesn't exist once you fucking get banned. Is there's no like, hey, after a year you can just get your name back. Or after, oh god, I got a message here. I'm warming up my dab rig. One moment. I'm a degenerate, so
Fair. I'm still on. I'm in the middle of a month weed break. I'm in my 2 weeks. And
I pity you. I am deciding whether or not I will end my dab era at the end of the Legion of Skinks dab era.
I'm actually wearing the shirt.
Or whether I go one more day. So I just push it a day longer than them so I can say that I beat them.
By the way, every time I fucking see Lewis, he's like, want to dab? I'm like, yeah, he's never giving me one. Fucking every time I'm on rap, he's like, want to dab? I'm like, yeah.
You never kept getting one.
Never kept getting one. 2 episodes.
Oh, that's hilarious. Those shows, those have been great. You've been on a Real Life podcast now, like twice.
Yeah.
In the last,
I'll be back.
Yeah, that show seems awesome. I know.
Yeah, it's a fun time. I'm actually.
It's fucking awesome too when I edit episodes of your show, which I'm going to be doing tonight. It's my ramble night, so I get to drink and stay up late.
Nice.
That's when I do my editing. But yeah, what's been fun about editing episodes for you is every once in a while I see somebody on there, and then I'll see them on another show that I watch in my own life. So that just happened recently because Lemaire was on your show. I edited that episode. He was fucking hilarious. And then he was on Real Ass Podcast.
Just the man.
And it was one of the best episodes. Lewis was not on that episode. And it was one of the best episodes. And in the comment section, the top fucking liked comment is one saying, like, they need to make these a normal thing with, like, Lemaire. And I was like, oh, fuck yeah.
Lemaire's a fucking man, dude. I fucking love Lemaire. He's so fucking funny. He's legitimately, like, one of the funniest people I fucking know.
I think he followed me on Twitter. I can't remember now.
Actually, Shannon's coming on Cult of Us with Mike Figs next week.
No shit.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a good show. That'll be fun to fucking.
And then I'm supposed to go on Figs and Robbie Goodwin's podcast at some point too.
That's exciting.
Yeah, no, it's
that'll
fun.
be cool.
It's fun hanging out with all those guys and doing comedy.
You know what's kind of crazy is like. They talk about like you need a big podcast to have like the pool to get guests and things like that, but I've found that that's like not been the case. Like I've got DMs, I've got DM. Well, no, it's funny because like I'll DM with people and like kind of arranging stuff because I'm one of these people where I don't want to have somebody too big on like early on in a show because I almost think it fucks it up in a way, like because you don't have your bearings, you haven't learned enough yet. You know, I'm like in a position now where like I'm getting used to still doing the whole podcasting thing while still keeping a little bit of the humor that I have when I'm in like day-to-day conversation. That's been the hardest part that I found with podcasting and like recording yourself in general is I grew up with a dad who's the king of sarcasm. This dude will like you cannot have a conversation with the dude without him turning it into a dick joke, a innuendo. You know, there's always going to be something at the end of it. So you kind of had to, you know, and I grew up with 4 other brothers. So that's where that, like, you know, the snappiness comes from. I lose all of it the second I turn a microphone on. It's fucking, like, I lose all of the, like, quippiness and stuff that I can normally grandeur is just gone.
Become today junior.
Exactly, man. It's fucking exactly.
Well, that's also a thing though. When a lot of people are like, "Well, I'm funny. I can do comedy." I go, "Sure." Like they think that translates. I'm like, it doesn't translate, stupid. Like it's a whole like, just because you're funny in conversation doesn't mean you can be funny on stage. Like it takes practice and stuff. So it's the same thing with like, you know, doing this. It's like oh yeah, now I'm like I have to be on the ball. I have to be like, you know, in it, constantly thinking about like a quip. And it's a lot harder when you're thinking that instead of just naturally coming, because then you have the whole pressure of like, well, I have to be funny, I got to do this, I got to do that, I do it to myself all the fucking time.
Right, you got to keep the kind of rhythm in your head and kind of the back and forth. Your audio was coming through fine there for a bit, Josh.
It was, but I guess it's maybe this.
Yeah, that's coming through fine.
Not anymore.
No, I think he's good talk.
Wait, say something.
Yeah, I mean, like I guess it's just the AirPods just suck on Restream now.
Yeah, that seems to be fine. It really just must be those fucking AirPods. I don't know what the deal is. So I did make a new intro for the show, and I know this is out of like character, but I did just now upload it, and so I'm gonna play it at the end to be a real retard about it when we do get there, because I'm pissed off. I worked on getting all the like branding stuff. I went to DeviantArt. I found somebody's PNG I liked. I stole that shit. I made a logo. I went through all the processes you're supposed to do when you make a podcast.
That's lying, cheating. I don't understand how else to accomplish my goals.
And Restream cucked me.
What am I supposed to do? Hard work? No.
No, actually, there's this great fucking person on DeviantArt, and I'm trying to get the guy to come on the show, but he speaks Spanish, and so now I'm trying to find somebody to translate, because I'm lucky enough to have a few buddies of mine who do speak English and Spanish, so I'm like, it would be cool that, because this guy's written a bunch of artwork that I love in the libertarian space, but like nobody knows about it, like the Hoppa drawing. I don't know if you saw the helicopter edit that I did there.
Yeah.
The drawing there of Hoppa, like that was done by this guy, and he uploaded it, and everybody uses it, but I don't think anybody knows where it actually fucking came from, but it's actually this random, like, Spanish dude on DeviantArt. So I messaged the guy, and I'm trying to get it, like, set up with him, because, like, the logo that I have here in the corner is same deal. That was made off of that. Oh, my God, look at that.
I'm here.
Holy shit, he lives.
I do.
What are you
What's
trying to
up?
cheat and make it look like you're in Alaska back there?
I was gonna
Fuck
say,
out
what
of
it
here.
looked like, it looked like he was in the
Yeah, I
back
am.
of like a fucking high tech like Batman van with like all these fucking suitcases. They turn the lights on. Now it looks like it's a regular house.
he went full Arab. He got like the whole like he built a 40-foot tower or a 40-story tower up. Like
That's face east.
oh shit. Today has been an interesting stream so far, but we're gonna jump into things here. I got a couple stories we can go through. First off, I didn't know this happened. This happened 6 days ago. I would have covered it on the last show. But sweet baby Jesus, this is my favorite thing to happen in this entire year, and no one can take it from me, but we will look at this. There we go. So, Jon Stewart and the Pentagon honor Ukrainian Nazi at Disney World.
Yeah, Disney's awesome again.
Disney's based. Oh, shit.
You know what Disney did think of a certain minority group?
So, that I dispel all of those shenanigans and rumors that you are trying to press onto my audience. Walt Disney was a great man. I'm serious. I have defended Walt Disney's honor many times. He hired many Jews. The guy was not anti-fucking Semitic, and I will fight people to the fucking grave on this.
Okay.
No, but any man who makes a mouse creeps me out. Just gonna say.
I'm with you there. The guy was a
Any
rampant
man who
alcoholic.
Made the biggest fucking amusement park for fucking pedophiles and
Yeah.
Two of them.
With you there.
Two of the biggest amusement parks.
multiple all over the world. There's pedo.
I think I would debate on whether or not Walt Disney is evil. I don't think Walt Disney was evil. I think he built parks and businesses. I think the people who inherited his business fucking corrupted it to its core.
Oh, for sure.
But Walt Disney was a fucking dude who went up against the unions. He did like a bunch of the shit that we should like. And I see a ton of people like bring up shit that I'm like, this has all been dispelled. Like,
dude,
like,
oh, how funny would it be if he sent Mickey Mouse to break up a union?
No. So one of the stories that happened, one of the stories that happened was that Walt Disney, during the whole like Cold War kind of initiative, they were going after communists that were taking over Hollywood and that whole thing. I can't remember what the trials are called. Everybody calls it. No, you know the commie trials they had back in the day.
McCarthy trials.
Yeah, with McCarthy.
McCarthy, right? Okay, during the McCarthy era, which really shouldn't be called the McCarthy era, and there's a bunch of reasons why. But during that whole period, Walt Disney was brought up to testify and shit during all that, and he outed the commies and said that Herbert Sorrell and a bunch of these pieces of shit had tried to take over his company and basically said they wanted a seat at Disney's table. And he told them they could pry the business from his cold dead hands and to go fuck themselves. Like he did like the business moves like in the public that I'm fucking. He was calling out the commies publicly, being like, these guys are pieces of shit. So afterwards, the commies started making, because they were part of his art troops, started making and producing a bunch of racist artwork and bullshit and pumping it out through the Disney brand and publishing the shit. And Disney went around and had to fire all those fucking people and rehire new people. But from a historic like vibe, when I see people talk about it, they're like, well, this was this anti-Semitic dude who like ran this giant corporation. I'm like, well, realistically, like back then, Disney wasn't really a giant corporation. Like in 1950, for instance, Disney was just another company that no one like. It was just another business producing books and movies and
I can't
bullshit.
get my head over a union busting Mickey Mouse. I think it's hilarious.
That is golden, by the way. That needs to be like top lobster artwork.
He just kicks in the door. He's like, get to work. Oh,
Hey man.
Yeah. So Kareem, I can't play that clip because YouTube will fuck me. But Kareem just shared a clip of Family Guy. Seth MacFarlane is one of the biggest offenders of this, and this is one of the reasons I stopped watching Family Guy. Is McFarlane's family is connected to a bunch of union reps and people from SAG and a bunch of other groups from Hollywood. And he constantly bashes on people that they also bash on, just conveniently in Family Guy. One of those people is Walt Disney. And he's modernly one of the guys who has made this a mainstream thing. Because he just constantly makes jokes. I think it's something like 60 plus episodes or something that reference Walt Disney being fucking anti-Semitic.
Well, Seth MacFarlane's a fucking major liberal tool.
Dude, the guy is a complete fucking shit show.
It bums me out so much.
Family Guy funny though.
Like, no, it's just, I think it's like I understand. Like of course, dude, I grew up on a family. When Family Guy came out in '99. I think technically I was going into high school 99, 2000. Like I grew up on that shit, dude. Like it's been around forever. And like he's extremely talented, but he's a fucking cunt. Like
you ever see the Family Guy? 1999. Holy shit! I was born in September 1999.
No, well, suck my dick, lady, and fucking don't make me feel old.
11.
Dude, this is my birthday month, motherfuckers. I'm gonna do a stream on my birthday. It's gonna be great.
I will say this: going after the commies is cool. I know you guys are gonna be like, I've been trying to talk to. I know nobody likes this, but I guess I went off the deep end, hanging out with one of my co-hosts' friends on my other show. Been talking to different schools of anarchy, and I would say if you get a union voluntarily, I'm not gonna try and break it up because people can say, "Hey, we want to get." No. We're all for that. I don't think any of us are against unions necessarily in their form. I think private unions are fucking great because some people will debate me on this, and I'll debate them back. But private unions are structurally sound if you are in a small community. They just don't scale up that well. Yeah. So. To be fair, I've read a little bit, and me and Mitch talking about it. I'm although me and Jack disagree on this, I'd probably say there's some decent legitimate ideas with anarcho-syndicalist stuff. I'm trying to get on one dude's show who invited me there, even though he kept making feudalism jokes about ANCAP.
That's fine. You keep going left, you're gonna turn into the show's Ian. I'm just saying.
No, I will trash you. So
we were kind of trying to compete with the fence sitter Tim Pool with this show originally, and it's kind of turning out that way because CD makes a great Lydia, and you make a fucking fantastic Ian, and that makes
that's offensive. I'm offended.
I wanted to read this chat because I hate missing chats and I don't want to get too far. So, good evening, gentlemen. I had RCLP merch nuked from my Etsy store after 24 hours. Flags and decals for Libertarian Caucus are apparently glorifying and encouraging violence. So, I have a best friend of mine who is in a group chat. He runs an Etsy store that has a decent amount of sales, somewhere in the ballpark of like 20,000 a month. He sells like patches for like military gear. One of the things that he tried to sell was a Gadsden flag patch that had Libertarian Mises Caucus related shit on it. Perfect. Yeah, right there. And that was removed by Etsy for hate speech.
What? It's crazy how the American history is hate speech.
Yeah, they hate Benjamin Franklin. Oh my God!
Flag is from before the American flag, technically 1774, whatever. This flag came out, the Gadsden. Although this one's a cheap, shitty one. I need to get a canvas one, but I'm gonna wait till I get to Florida.
I just want to note you pointed to the Budweiser ass flag. You're like, this one's.
Yeah, because I'm backwards because I had to. DL, this is DL's fault. Okay, DL on fucking Twitter called my ass out because I posted like really frantically with the new studio when I got it all set up and I first moved in, and I'm like, look at what I got. DL's like, dude, no one can read any of the shit in the background. And not only did it make me flip the camera view so that everybody could read the shit, which was great, but also it told me that DL took the time to stop the video or at least focus in on some of the writing, which is conveniently right by the giant ass.
He knows what he wants. You know what I'm saying? He's a man of desire.
It made me laugh for a good solid like 30 seconds. I got a chuckle to myself on Twitter. It was good. And also, welcome back to Benzo Barbie. Thanks for hanging out.
Barbie, what's up? Can I get some? But here's my question.
That's a weird thing. Definitely not how to get laid.
Yeah, that was an Ian thing to say.
How not to get laid, volumes 1.
I gotta get some
Good job,
business.
Kareem.
Hey,
I'm not.
can I get
Listen,
some
I'm just gonna
benzos?
say I think I could scam a lot of you guys in the Libertarian Party of how to get laid 101. I'm gonna start a course. Give me $50.
Yeah.
Tom Woods has cornered that market already, man. I don't know what you're doing.
I want an end gap pickup.
I think I'm better looking than Tom Woods. I think I've.
What? No. What are you talking about? Blasphemy.
Are you a better fighter? Are you a better fighter? Me and Adam
Definitely that too.
Yes.
100%.
I want to get some benzos because my back hurts. But here's my question: is Etsy? Because I really don't know I know Google's politics. I know YouTube's politics. Is Etsy like far left? Is it just kind of who like is behind all the decision making at Etsy, or does it have a decent CEO?
It's
but
probably the same as everything else. Also, Benzo Barbie, that's an oxymoron. I mean, or it's not an oxymoron. It's repetitive. We're all. If you're a libertarian, you're artistic. It's one of the same.
Automatic. They're synonymous with each other.
And I'm
That's the
comic,
word.
so I'm like double.
Okay, so we got some.
I'm scatterbrained. I'm arguing with Nick Sarwark on Twitter.
Oh God, I have him blocked. So Jon Stewart and the Pentagon honor Ukrainian Nazi at Disney World. I posted a tweet about this. I said, "Hey, Southern Poverty Law Center, where's the article about Jon Stewart? I noticed you wrote one about us, but not one of your own." I thought that was pretty fitting. Basically,
I'm gonna read it real quick. Yeah.
Defense Department sponsored Warrior Games featured liberal comedian Jon Stewart award a member of Ukraine neo-Nazi Azov Battalion at Disney World. The Pentagon refused to tell the gray zone whether U.S. taxpayers funded the foreign competitor's travel, although I will guarantee he did. This August, during the Department of Defense's annual Warrior Games at Disney World in Orlando, Florida, this August 19th through 28th, liberal comedian Jon Stewart awarded a Ukrainian military veteran named Thor Halushka the Heart of the Team Award for inspiring his team with his personal example. This is all fucking hilarious when you put it in context. Halushka happens to have been a member of the neo-Nazi Azov Battalion, which has been armed by the U.S. and integrated into the Ukrainian National Guard. Which that happened recently. I don't know if anybody's aware of that, but the Azov has been publicly admitted into the Ukrainian National Guard. So they're just officially working with the Nazis now.
Yeah, just official.
Yeah,
Guys,
the award.
Russia, you know.
The award-winning ultranationalist wore sleeve over his arm as he accepted the prize, presumably to cover up his tattoo of the Nazi Simmerad, the Black Sun, which we can see there in the corner. With all his, look at that beautiful photo. Tell me that guy, he looks so content with his Nazism. He's like, yes, thank you for inviting me.
The mouse will exterminate the Jews.
Dude, this isn't making my Walt Disney argument look good. I'm gonna be real. It's fucking fuck this, man. Fuck these people.
Now I just think
but you know what? I'm glad he's here in America because he probably saw Biden's speech and he's like, this reminds me of something.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that speech. We're gonna get into that speech.
Everybody knows Biden's not our president. It's Klaus Schwab.
So you can see the Black Sun there all across his little fucking elbow. Ihor Halushka sonored Black Sun tattoo is visible on his left elbow. The pair are part of a team of 40 Ukrainian veterans participating in the Warrior Games. They were joined at the ceremony for this year's competition by Darius Rucker. Hey, I have a question. How come all the warriors at the Warrior Games aren't fighting, in the war? The former vocalist for glorified bar band Hootie and the Blowfish and liberal comedian Jon Stewart.
The great Hootie and the Blowfish.
Fuck Hootie and the Blowfish.
They have good songs.
Jon Stewart delivers opening remarks at the DoD Warrior Games. Opening and closing ceremony, Stewart awarded the Azov Battalion Solushka with the Heart of the Team Award. The announcer proclaimed that Ihor inspired his team with his personal example for his unique sense of humor. Wow, he was a funny Nazi. It's okay, guys. Stewart triumphantly bellowed Ihor as the Nazi was presented with his trophy. Oh, there he is. Look at the red band. Notice that? That's what's covering up that.
He's wearing the red arm sleeve. Yeah. It's so funny.
Covering up that tattoo.
It would have been funny if it's like if the article.
He just uncovered it and screamed, "See, guy!" Just started.
I was gonna say it would be funny if the article was like he did cover the tattoo, but couldn't refrain from still giving a Sieg Heil like salute.
Dude, with the red bandana, he just yanked or with the red arm cover. Just.
I want to just know, like, in terms of fake Federal Reserve notes, how much have we given Zelensky? Like 100 billion now?
Too much.
Billion? Like, he should just apply for a student loan for like 100 billion. He'd be all right.
Homeboy. Well, they had a chick leaving Ukraine with suitcases full of money once. I'm sure there's been a few more of those that haven't been caught.
Well, thank God for foreign aid, man.
But I thought it was hilarious. Fucking Jon Stewart there.
Funny to me, it's like Israel. All right, here's 100 billion. Okay, Ukraine, 100 billion. Okay, Taiwan. I guess we gave Taiwan some shit too.
We did give Taiwan some shit.
Yeah.
How come nobody anything cool?
Then Mississippi, it's like, hey, my water's black. It's like, I don't know what you want me to do.
Dude, Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean drinking water.
Yeah, no, they're still fucked.
Presidents.
It's been 3 presidents. 12, so many years. So here's my theory, right? We just need to, like, if Trump does get elected, there needs to be a cohesive push. Everybody in the Liberty Movement, the Republicans, Democrats, everybody we can garner. We just need to say, listen, cut through all the government stuff, do whatever you plan on doing, but every dime you fund needs to go through to something retarded. Like, I want to see, we're building bowling alleys across America. Like, we're putting, every school is going to have ice cream soft serve machines and AR-15 classes with $30,000 worth of guns at the door.
I'm still going to stick.
Dude, he's a Democrat. Did you forget this?
No, I don't care who does it. I just want some sort of animal fight league funded, and I cannot stress this enough.
Mandatory parks in every backyard.
You're kidding. Run for office, win, and start putting secession papers.
I mean,
that's how we do it.
No. Fuck any of that. We're talking about funny shit, not secession. We'll secede. You can secede, but only if your drafting constitution includes the phrase nah, hey, goodbye. Like shit like that.
Or sticking with the Animal Fight Club theme, you put up your animal against another state's animal.
Yes, that's how you succeed. Alaska's gonna fuck you guys up. We got the biggest bears. We got moose. Dude, I'll put a grizzly bear up against any of your shit.
Well, we have a black bears.
Pokemon is Animal Fight Club. Am I correct?
Pokemon is Animal Fight Club, 100%.
Dude, Pokemon is fucked up Animal Fight Club. See, what me and Nutter are talking about is at least in some way humane. We're going to transport this. I'm going to take this god of a grizzly bear that we're going to train and feed whale fat for 6 months. We're going to bring him like a sumo wrestler. He's going to have fans. And
if he dies, I'll cry like the Rancor trainer in Return of the Jedi.
What about the vegans?
Who gives a fuck? They're not people.
Dude, they die immediately. They get to put up a vegetable against my grizzly bear. They're getting fucked.
They have to put up a prey animal.
No, wait. I have a funny solution to this, right? A funny solution. They can put up a vegetable literally, meaning they can choose a vegetable as in a tomato or a fucking guy in a wheelchair against the grizzly bear. Why not? Yeah, perfect.
Could they beat a cactus though? You can't beat a cactus.
You could absolutely beat a cactus. There are animals that eat cacti.
Dude.
I will.
But like,
See, vegans aren't real; they're trash. All I'm saying is, if we could fund an arena.
New York's animal's a rat, by the way. Just think about that for a second.
Could it be a bunch of rats?
No, because I don't get a bunch of grizzly bears, motherfucker.
Hold on, what's more fun? What's more fun to watch?
That is
500
fair
rats
enough.
attacking one polar bear, or one polar bear against one rat.
Dude, that polar bear is gonna fuck up those rats. It's just
Sure,
gonna
but
roll
you'd
around
wanna
on
see
them.
it more? You'd want to
Could
see
you
it
have
more?
plants versus other plants? Is that allowed?
Venus flytrap versus like another poison plant or something like that.
Dude, that's gonna
You
be
have to
so
stay on the
fucking
same level.
boring to watch.
That one's too boring though. You're not. You guys aren't. You guys get think like kangaroo versus like two wallabies.
Mhm.
Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like a giraffe versus like.
So
like
then,
a
if
giraffe
my
versus, like, a
grizzly
rhino.
bear is going up against, say, California, and California's biggest animal is like let's say a mountain lion,
Bobcat, I guess.
or bobcat, right? Do they get like two of them because they're at a disadvantage? We're like, hey, you can get three of your best bobcats because you're really good. Like,
Yeah, because polar bear is like apex predator, baby. I wonder if I might. This might be. I don't know, dude. Tiger might be able to take. Maybe like a massive Bengal tiger might be able to take down a fucking polar bear.
a polar bear, maybe not a grizzly bear.
You know, a polar bear's bigger than grizzly bears.
So
I'll bring 100
yes,
honey
but
badgers. And win
it's
every fight.
Now you're thinking, Cream. 50
And I
honey
might
badgers
be-
versus lion.
oh, that'd be
Go to
well. Honey badgers already like honey badgers.
fucking
One
lion.
honey badger
You're right.
will already chase off a lion. They're
True.
fucking honey badgers are like
You know what?
realistically one of the most
honey
effective
badger
animals.
versus 5 lions.
But can I
Honey
break
badgers
it to
don't
you,
give a fuck.
Kareem? We were talking about U.S. states. So if we're bringing in other areas, then yeah, we could pick tigers and shit. And this gets real hard because like a tiger versus a bear, that's a tough fight for that
I'm
bear.
looking up the biggest Bengal tiger ever found
Woo!
was
What's up,
found in
JC?
1967, and it was
I wanna
857
bring
pounds,
my
10 feet
honey
long.
badger. I
Now
didn't
look
know
at the biggest polar
kangaroos
bear.
were that like jacked till I started looking.
Kangaroos
at
are
them. I'm
fucking
like,
jacked.
oh my
Kangaroos are
God.
yoked. Yeah.
I
How'd
take
it
it
get
back.
like that?
Polar bear wins. Polar bear wins. Polar bear, the biggest polar bear ever found, was 2,209 pounds.
Yeah, but he's fat.
He's swole as fuck.
Holy
No, they don't really get
shit.
fat. They get long.
And muscly. Dude,
she
that's
said.
fucking crazy, dude. Okay, so polar bear all day. Polar bear versus everything. I'm going polar bear versus.
All right, Josh.
Polar bear.
What animal does Florida get to put up? Florida has to put up. Florida is either putting up a shark or a gator, right?
How about does Florida
Actually-
man count?
Oh, no,
So,
possum.
here's the-
Florida man bath salt
No,
versus
no.
polar bear.
He's the vegetable.
Bath salt.
No.
Ah!
So here's the fun thing about Florida is we have all these invasive species and they've started to breed. So these saltwater crocodiles that somehow got into the Everglades have started to cross the freshwater gators to make a
Super
crocodile.
fucks.
So
Alligator.
Crocagator?
gator. Yeah, fuck yeah. I'm
Looking that up.
Gator.
I'm looking it up right now.
Bro, you can look it up. You don't want to fuck with a crocodigator. I'm telling you.
Ain't
Promise you.
nobody scared. It's an alligator that wears Crocs. That's all it is. Honey badger would still beat all. This.
Oh, wait a minute. Crocs and alligators can't interbreed. What?
Honey
Well,
badger
they
for the win.
Oh, you're just exploding Josh's brain. Josh's whole theory just fell apart.
I refuse to believe it. They said the same thing about tigers and lions, and how the fuck do we hear this shit? This is
Fuck your
bullshit.
Darwinism, Adam. Fuck your Darwinism, Adam.
There hasn't been a recorded hybrid of alligator or crocodiles anywhere in existence. It says it right here.
Don't care. Don't care.
Don't believe that liberal media telling you there's no crocagator. He's out there, I tell you.
Crocodile.
I've seen
I
it.
promise you, I got the documents, man. And this is bullshit. Some fake fucking co-intel pro type shit. Like, don't.
My
believe
uncle
it.
was killed by the crocagator.
Who ate my uncle? You tell me no crocodile ate my uncle?
You're telling me he wasn't eaten by a crocagator?
Well, my uncles went out there and they killed that crocodile. They brought him back. Oh boy, they brought him back.
I won't live for real until I see a low budget movie of Josh hunting down the crocagator.
Bro, when I come to Florida in October, can we do a fake mockumentary where we hunt for a crocagator?
Hunt for the crocagator? It's just Kareem wrapped in a carpet.
Don't mockumentary me. Find this crocagator. I'm gonna prove all you guys are dumb.
He's gonna show up in October with a crocagator.
Well, damn right I am.
Are you going to the Orlando thing in October?
I already paid
the Freedom.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, he's on the guest list.
I don't know. I don't even look at. I don't know the website. People are like, "Where are tickets?" I go, "I don't even know."
But I don't know.
Dude, we have to.
You got to come directly to one. We had some issues we had to resolve, so we had to take. But so yeah, if you're looking to come, reach out to me directly, and I can.
I'm already doing comedy and stuff there.
Yeah, you're
already
Nutter's done. He's talking to Kareem.
Oh, you get cut out. Sorry, I missed all of that. Sorry.
His audio is fine sometimes, but it's not anything you're gonna fix. It's Restream's thing. It's not you. At this point, it's their fault. I'm fucking like Restream is so good because it beats StreamYard, but there's some areas where it really fucking sucks.
Yeah, I like
the market.
I never
very
had a problem
good at doing that. If only we had a government option for streaming.
Nationalize StreamYard.
Nationalize StreamYard.
Corn Pop's like, come on, man, can't you just nationalize streaming, man?
So this is Cloudflare's statement.
Oh my God, Kai
when
was talking about this.
When you try to visit Kiwi Farms, it has been removed, and this is what we go to. So this is their statement on the matter. We have blocked Kiwi Farms. Visitor to any of the Kiwi Farms sites that use any of Cloudflare's services will see a Cloudflare block page and a link to this post. Kiwi Farms may move their sites to other providers and in doing so come back online, but we have taken steps to block their content from being accessed through our infrastructure. This is an extraordinary decision for us to make, and given Cloudflare's role as an internet infrastructure provider, a dangerous one that we are not comfortable with. However, the rhetoric on the Kiwi Farm site and specific targeted threats have escalated over the last 48 hours to the point that we believe there is an unprecedented emergency, an immediate threat to human life, unlike we have previously seen from Kiwi Farms or any other customer before. So that is their kind of prologue to their opinions on Kiwi Farms. Now, yeah, so I believe that is not incorrect. The farms is running, but like when you go directly to the thing, it's not. I don't like. However you want to opinionate that, Cloudflare still put out the statement, so I'm not sure if they're online as far as the forums go, because I kind of just got the show up and running. Turn down my mic just a bit. Okay, 1 second. Testing. Can you still hear me?
That's good.
Yep.
Okay, we're fine. All right, yeah, so we'll I think that's all we'll read of this. We can move on. It's just irritating.
Kiwi Farms.
Kiwi Farms is a forum that I view as we went over this last episode. I view Kiwi Farms as a necessary evil. I like that they hang around. I like that they exist. People get mad that they exist. And this whole Keffels drama is bullshit. Rakeda and all these other YouTubers have got wrapped up in it. It pisses me the fuck off.
That was a good question from JC, by the way, in the chat.
Where at? Oh, wait.
Corporate censorship tactics accelerating.
Are these corporate censorship tactics accelerating more robust?
They're not. Because like Elon said it the best, or even Rogan, Twitter is going to be always Twitter because that's just the universal platform where you agree to be the town square. Anything else that pops up is just an echo chamber. It's the truth. And like that is true. Like we've seen it 1,000 times already. Gab, Truth Social, all that shit. It's just an echo chamber. The left doesn't have anything because they have Twitter because they're not afraid to get banned, so they don't have to build anything new. And the right keeps building new shit, but it becomes an echo chamber. And Reed already fucking exposed how bullshit that is. So it's like, no, it doesn't help. Twitter just needs to be not Twitter. Twitter needs to be fixed. That's what it needs. That's the only thing that's gonna fucking fix this. But who the fuck knows?
Here's one good thing I did see with you guys saying on. There are people on the left. What I think actually need to do. This is why I started talking to leftists, whether you think it's good or bad.
Sorry.
No, for two reasons, and I think they're justified. If you beat all the advocates of centralization out, not everybody will agree to a Rothbardian society. So how do you interact with them? That's my main shtick. And I was talking to a guy. Yes, they called me a neo-feudalist about 6 times, but which I kept making fun of them for. But I was just on a stream with an anarcho-syndicalist saying, hey, fake leftists are celebrating. Shows to me some parts of the left, like him, like people I would, if you like him or not, Jimmy Dore, are actually coming around. So if we can capture these people and be anti-establishment again, like you were in the 80s, that could help.
The problem is like guys like Jimmy Dore and stuff who do come out, they just call him a Nazi too now. Like that's the thing. It's like all the guys who are on the left who are like, hey, this is crazy. They go, oh, you got corrupted by right wing minds. It's like
these people have no soul.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just gonna.
They're fucking demons. In the words of Elijah Schaefer, they're fucking demons.
They are demons. They don't have a moral compass, so they're just gonna always attack and attack and attack. They're never gonna correct their course. That's the problem.
I think they can, based on like market stuff. Like, let's say the left did overnight start to go back to what it was, say, in the 80s or 90s, and punks were actually against big corporations. Again, the left used to be. I remember this. The left used to be at Occupy Wall Street, whether it's good or bad. People like Tim Pool used to be against big corporations. What if the left was against big corporate power? Again, the majority of them. Would that not have an effect on the overall market?
But the problem is big corporate power and the left fuck each other. So why would they go back? There's no reason for them to go back. That's what I'm saying. That's the problem. There's no reason for them to do that.
I would say the reason is because even big corporate power eventually is going to end because the state will.
Can I make a point here? Let me make a point here. Yeah. Everybody here understands basic economics from an anarcho-capitalist perspective, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So apply all of that to everything you guys just said, and Adam's point is correct. The corporate entities that exist in the U.S. in the way they've allowed to exist through their existence of a non-actual capitalist structure has gotten them to a position where they have monopolies over different things that they shouldn't. And control over things of that free market square. Regardless of whether you think the government is the solution that other private parties is. Personally, I think what Rogan says and what Adam parroted earlier is correct, which is that they have become the main hub and everything else kind of falls the wayside. Well, if that's true, then they really have, in a way, become the public square. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's time that they get certain rights taken away from them, like 230 protection, shit like that.
I don't think that'll happen. Here's my thing is not to say that that's wrong. Where I think I would disagree with Adam is this. After the state loses its power, probably from hyperinflation or from whatever they do, these corporations will inevitably lose some of their power because they were propped up by the state for certain reasons, diversity quotas, giving them different subsidies, different protections. When there's no state to save you as a backdrop, then you might actually see the crazy corporate left go back and say, maybe we made a mistake at Occupy Wall Street, which is where this started, and some people conned us into identity politics. And hopefully some of them will go back to...
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think well, here's the thing. Like, you're not wrong, some people, but the term some people is always the problem I take with these general beliefs that I see a lot of libertarians take up, is that some people is marginally smaller and smaller and smaller as you funnel these beliefs down into a core value. And through ANCAP beliefs or libertarian beliefs, these things, I think there's a general reach enough that you can garner the support you need eventually.
once you start fragmenting this shit down, I just think that ceases to exist. We've seen that with countless libertarian movements in the past from the 70s on that attempted to become popular within the party and splinter off, and it all failed because ultimately you're getting a fraction of the fraction. And that's to me is the whole point of like a Ron Paul figure, and why it works is because it's all about coalition building and bringing all those factions together.
Coalition building,
but you're never going to get everybody. Like, and the people who fall outside of that are sometimes people who are volatile against your beliefs.
Yeah, there'll always be. Let me, clarify.
I want to read David's. Chat here.
That's exactly what I was saying. I mean, it's exactly the point. Yeah,
the left and corporations will never decouple for the same reason that kids will keep being trans in school. They keep affirming the ludicrous ideas of leftism, and the leftists keep coming back to them. And that's the cycle of business, right? That is the business cycle in action.
And this is what the left did. That's fucking brilliant. The infiltrated culture when libertarians and the right were like, that's not important. Like movies aren't important, TVs aren't important. Like this,
libertarians want to pretend like they were better on that than they were, but there's no culture building really still to this day in the LP. It doesn't really exist in the way that it should. This is something I've talked about with libertarian events still happening now. I think they're boring, cultureless talking points again and again and again, and I think they'd be much better events if people treated them as, I don't know, fun, and actually tried to get people to enjoy being part of it and get them enticed by, doing the things that you're supposed to.
The chair, who's a good friend of mine of my party in Bucks, PA, over here, like he just had a fucking bonfire at his house last night. Like everyone showed up and we had a fucking great time. Like we're all joking around, fucking everybody's drinking, smoking, having a good time. Fucking kids are running around having a good time. Like we're playing fucking cornhole and shit, like shit like that. Listening to music, hanging out, like that's fun. No one wants to be like, no, I want to talk about it now. Let's read fucking page 32 of Rothbard. It's like, shut the fuck up. I know, I read it. I don't want to read here.
The reason I was excited. Go ahead.
I do see some. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I actually started on. If you want to look at the political compass, not the libertarian right. I started actually just because my friend said, like, yo, stop listening to Blink-182 and come to the show with us. And I'm like, what is this? He's like, Black Flag. I'm like, what? Why are we against the government all of a sudden? And I'm like, oh, anarcho-punk is really cool. And I started getting the SLC punk, and I grew up on that stuff. Kind of gave me a rebellious nature. And I listened to Crass so much that I kind of like really, really fell in love with like,
yeah, I'm kind of looking to change that, David.
Left. It wasn't until I found Ron Paul and then Adam Kokesh that I'm like, okay, I don't necessarily agree with
Kokesh sucks, but yeah, Ron Paul.
I'm probably going to eventually have Kokesh on here. I think he sucks in about half the shit he says and does. Yeah, that's the way that I said it when he was going through his drama.
I grew up and still a lot of, part of me wants to make the left anti-establishment again. I mean, it kind of like when people were upset, they're like, oh, Trump sold out with the vaccine.
Here's the lie that I think you've kind of been sold and absorbed a little bit. And I don't take this the wrong way, but the left has never been anti-corporate, anti-establishment.
They've been anti
they were on their face.
Right.
Right. So even in the day and age, let me finish. Even in the day and age where the left was attacking business operations and government entities stepping over the line for free speech and stuff, it was only because they were being attacked. The leftist media cycle was being attacked. The leftist music production media was being attacked. This is the copyright infringements lawsuits
by like Christian right conservatives were coming after like NWA and fucking all that shit.
Precisely.
It wasn't fucking the left being like, oh, we should censor this too. They were like, hey man, fucking what? We can't fucking scream about shooting cops, which is fine. Obviously, we don't give a shit about that. But obviously, and the right was like, no, that's fucked up. And now it's the complete opposite. Now it's like the left's like shoot cops, or it's like you can't. I don't know if we should do that. And they're like, what you fucking? It's completely. It's just fucking. It's wild.
The libertarian stance is that we will defend NWA against the feds going after them, and we will also defend the right-wing extremists like Alex Jones, who's posting things on his media accounts. That is the proper stance. The hippie-era musicians and the punk rock-era musicians both made the same mistake, which is they pick sides.
And
Mhm.
that was never the
Agreed.
fucking goal. Black Flag and certain groups have not. Like, there's groups that haven't. I always reference Sabaton. I know they're seen as kind of a weird group, but Sabaton refused to play concerts because of the COVID lockdown stuff. And I like their music. They've gotten in trouble in the past.
What's his fate? Johnny Rotten?
Yeah.
Well, he was like pro Trump, and it was like, well, he's like, I don't like him. He's like, that's not the point. It's supposed to be counterculture. Like punk's counterculture. So if the culture,
He made a perfect point.
Then I'm supposed to like Trump.
When we're all
If you fucks
he's
love
the
Trump,
Joker.
then I'm supposed to hate Trump. Like he's like, how do you not get this? He's like, you guys fucking flipped it. We didn't.
Oh, I have devised an evil test. It's just the Joker test. Everybody should go back and see people's reactions to the movie The Joker back when it came out. And if their reactions were one way versus another, you can gauge their political compass. It works perfect.
But dude, that's like everything now. Like I could tell where you lean, or pretty much where you lean, just by giving me a yes or no opinion on a movie or show. Like that's how bad it's gotten. If you go, I actually really like She-Hulk, I go, you probably fuck with your legs up. As a man, you know what I'm saying?
So I want to read this because this is something I have.
I also got to bounce at 10. I got to bounce at 10:40. Just heads up.
That's perfect anyway because we can close out right after this, I suppose. Libertarians have refused to say no to things. No to things totally obscene because a few leftists have warped freedom of association into acceptance of affirming by infiltrating libertarianism. Yeah. So here's the thing. My whole goal with this and the way that I'm covering things is to kind of change that. I don't look at libertarianism from this basis of theory, even though I understand the theory. I look at it as a basis of realism. Like I live in the real world. I go to work. I do normal things every day. I think a lot of libertarians who are in charge even now are not aware of how the real world functions in that regard. They don't seem to be taking into account how people will react to the actual party going forward in like events and growing and the way everything connects. I don't think there's a problem with New Hampshire. We talked about that last time. I think that's fine. I think unpopular opinion is that America First did one thing right, which is that they were brash and in everybody's face, and it got them a lot of attention. The libertarians still really have not done that, and they need to. Because that carried up with the fact that we've read the literature and know the facts, with that as a backing, is what we should be doing, in my opinion. So, and that's what I'll work for on this show. But with that, we'll close things out if everybody wants to plug and do all that good stuff.
Yeah, I gotta go. So follow this cool guy I found on Twitter. Totally not me. You guys should go follow this guy. He's not me at all. This is somebody else. Somebody else who's very cool and handsome. You should go follow that guy. Go listen to Porcupine. Go listen to Cult of Us. See me on the road. Follow my social media at Abner on Instagram and fucking Facebook and shit like that. And obviously that's not me on Twitter. I don't know who that is, but go follow him.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Love you guys. Bye.
Take it easy. Peace. All right, and everybody else, I know Josh, you have your ad on screen. Kareem, you got Kareem for Liberty on Twitter.
Kareem for Liberty. Go to LP Mises Caucus, and if you can, I'll just plug for them. Check out Jack and Foe's video for Anti-State. They're trying to film it in New York, I think. And then I'm also supporting Jeremy Harding, if you know who that is, at Agorist Nexus. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome. And I guess that's it. We'll see you guys later. Take it easy. Don't die. LPNH needs to go harder. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Hey, happy holidays. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays.